Looks like I'm live once again. Good morning, people of the Most High God. Hope everybody's doing well. Broadcasting to you somewhere from deep in the heart of Texas. It's me, Honey Ann. Hope everybody's doing for real. I really hope and pray everybody's doing okay. You know, for people that aren't saved, these could be some pretty scary and trying times. But for those of us washed in the blood of Jesus, we don't walk in fear. There's no fear. There's no fear in our daily life. It's just business as usual. So, first, what I want to talk to you guys about is united we stand, divided we fall. Now, I'll start out with this. Once upon a time, the colors of the world started to quarrel. Green said, I am the sign of life and of hope. I was chosen for grass, trees, leaves. Without me, all animals would die. Look over the countryside and you will see that I am the majority. And then blue interrupted. Consider the sky and the sea. It is the water that is the basis of life and drawn up by the clouds from the deep sea. The sky gives space and peace and serenity. Yellow chuckled. I bring laughter, gaiety, warmth into the world. The sun is yellow, or it used to be at least. The moon is yellow. The stars are yellow. Every time you look at a sunflower, the whole world starts to smile. And then orange started next to blow her trumpet. I am the color of health and strength. I may be scarce, but I am precious. For I serve the needs of human life. I carry the most important vitamins. Think of carrots, pumpkins, oranges, mangoes, and pawpaws. When I fill the sky at sunrise or sunset, my beauty is so striking that no one gives another thought to any of you. Red shouted out, I am the ruler of all of you. I am blood, life's blood. I am the color of danger and of bravery. I am willing to fight for a cause. I bring fire into the blood. I am the color of passion and of love. The red rose, the poinsettia, and the poppy. Purple spoke with great pomp. I am the color of royalty and power. Kings, chiefs, and bishops have always chosen me, for I am the sign of authority and wisdom. Finally, indigo spoke. Without me, all become superficial. I represent thought and reflection, twilight and deep water. You need me for balance and contrast, for prayer and inner peace. Suddenly, there was a startling flash of bright lightning. Thunder rolled in booms. Rain started to pour down relentlessly. The colors crouched down in fear, drawing close to one another for comfort. Rain began to speak. You foolish colors, don't you know that you were each made for a special purpose, unique and different? Join hands with one another and come to me. From now on, when it rains, each of you will stretch across the sky in a great bow of color as a reminder that you can all live in peace. Now, according to Unger's dictionary, Corinth is Greece's most splendid commercial city. Its strategic situation just south of the narrow isthmus connecting central Greece with the Peloponnese made it the mecca of trade between the east and the west. Now the city derived rich income from the transport of cargoes across the narrow isthmus. The city of Corinth is divided along racial, social, and economic lines, affecting the church and influencing the dynamics. Jews and Gentiles, masters and slaves, rich and poor are represented. How can a church rally the members to emphasize spiritual and godly service and bypass physical and cultural distinctions? What do they need to adopt and affirm in order for the church to flourish and grow? Well, remember the flock is one. The body is a unit, though it is made up of many parts, and though all the parts are many, they form one body. So it is with Christ. I mean, for we were all baptized by one Spirit into one body. With her Jews or Greeks, slave or free, and we are all given the one Spirit to drink. That's 1 Corinthians 12:12 and 13. This is as good a story on the plight of the church and the lack of workers as any. This is a story about four people named everybody, somebody, anybody, and nobody. There was an important job to be done, and everybody was sure that somebody would do it. Anybody would have done, but nobody did it. Somebody got angry about the job. Everybody thought that anybody could do it, but nobody realized that everybody wouldn't do it. It ended up that everybody blamed somebody when nobody did what anybody would have done. The church is a family, not individuals, an organization, not an organization, a body, and not the building. Her members are all in one, Jesus Christ, Galatians 3:28. And the sum is greater than the part is. So the word body, soma, occurs 18 times in chapter 12 alone and 47 times in the book. The word unit, verse 12, is an awkward translation of the Greek for one, which occurs 13 times in the chapter. And the Lord's purpose for the church is for her unity, as witnessed by Jesus, high priestly prayer for the church before his crucifixion. 6 times he prayed for them to be united as one. John 17:11, 21, 22, and 23. So to be one means unity, not uniformity. So to be unanimous, not to be in union, to have harmony, not hostility, and to be in accord and not discord, and to agree to disagree, to emphasize similarities and not differences. We should all remember that. Now, the second thing I wanted to speak on was the Pleiades and Orion. Canst thou bind the sweet influences of Pleiades or loose the bands of Orion? That's Job 38:31. Now, Job is the oldest book in our Bible today. Now, I want to speak this morning on the Pleiades and Orion. Now, in order to understand completely, we must understand the condition of Job. Job was the richest man in the East, and he was the best Christian in the entire world. Such a good Christian was he that God said to Satan, "Hast thou considered my servant Job? There's not a one like him in all the earth." When calamity came to Job, he lost his wealth. He had 10 children. Every child was taken in death. His health broke. He had the awful disease of elephantitis, leaving him basically scraping himself with a piece of metal, sitting in the ash heap of the city dump. Job's wife failed him. She said, "Why don't you curse God and die?" So here's Job, our hero. All of his health is gone. All of his wealth is gone. All of his children are gone. Everyone in his household is gone. His wife's loyalty is gone. Everything bad has happened. The Lord says to Job in this hour, "Canst thou bind the sweet influences of Pleiades or loose the bands of Orion?" I'll be quite frank. I could care less about the Pleiades or Orion if I were in the condition in which Job found himself. But there is a spiritual teaching that God gave to Job that I want to leave with you in this message this morning, okay? The Pleiades is a constellation of stars in the heavens. Now, Greek mythology says, however, that actually these were the seven daughters of Atlas. The seven daughters of Atlas were pursued by the giant Orion, and Orion was a great giant of a fellow. Now, they were pursued by the giant Orion, causing them to come to Zeus to appeal to the great god of protection. Now, Zeus changed them into constellations of stars. So no longer were they the daughters of Atlas. However, during the destruction of the city of Troy, one of these daughters could not stand to see the destruction of the city and was given a leave of absence from the constellation. That daughter has not been heard from since. So now there are only six daughters shining in the skies as stars forever and ever. And these remaining six stars are supposedly not as bright as they used to be because they too were humiliated at the defeat of the city of Troy. Now, let's look toward Orion. Orion in Greek mythology was a great giant, the son of Neptune. He was a mighty hunter, and while out hunting one day, he noticed a beautiful girl. Her name was Diana. He wanted Diana and began to chase her. And the day came when Diana's brother, Apollo, decided he was going to do something about this giant who was chasing his sister Diana. Apollo took Diana down to the sea and found Orion swimming in the sea. All that could be seen was his black cap. "Now," said Apollo to Diana, "you're pretty good with a bow and arrow, but I bet you couldn't hit that black speck out there on the sea." And it happened to be the head of Orion. She loved him, but she did not know that the black spot was his head showing above the water. She took her bow and arrow and shot him in the head. She killed him. Don't cry about this. This is not a true story. Orion was brought to shore with the tide, and the beautiful Diana came and saw that she had killed her pursuer. In so doing, she transformed him into a star and placed him in the heavens. From that day to this, Orion has been chasing the six daughters of the Pleiades. So, what was God telling Job? The story of the Greek mythology was not even known in the days of Job. And the honest truth is that the Pleiades is a small cluster of stars that make themselves more visible in the springtime. When the Pleiades become more visible, It's obvious, to the ones who know the stars and know the bright cluster of stars that springtime is coming soon. So Orion is a constellation that announces the coming of winter. So the Lord is saying, Job, there is nothing you can do about the stopping of spring or the coming of summer. There's nothing you can do about preventing the snows of winter or the chill of the winter winds or the deadness of the autumn. Job, you're going to have to take the spring, the summer, the autumn, and the winter. They're going to come. There's nothing you can do about them. Hang on a second, I'm still here. I'm trying to make this music stop. So Job was in springtime. He had a wife, he had 10 children. He was the richest man of all the East. He was the best Christian of the whole earth. He was a picture of health, and springtime was there. But when the deadening of autumn and the chill wind of winter, began blasting, upon Job's soul, he finds himself in wintertime. And the children are dead, the riches are gone, his health is gone, his wife has forsaken him, all of the spring is gone, and now Job is complaining about the conditions of wintertime. He's no longer enjoying the balmy breezes of summer that have beckoned and announced, by the coming of the spring. Now Job is shivering and suffering in the chill and the awful hardness of winter. And Job complains, and God says, "Stop it. You can take it. You can't stay in the springtime always. You can't prevent the autumn and the winter from coming. So the tough days are going to come." And God is saying, Job, can't you bind the sweet influence of the Pleiades? Can you capture the Pleiades, springtime, and keep it all the time? You're going to have some winter time too, or you won't even get to enjoy the springtime. So God says, can you loose the bands of Orion? And that means, can you stop Orion from coming? Can you thwart the chill of winter? You can't stay in springtime always. You've got to take it now, and you've you've got to know that the sun doesn't shine all day. The darkness comes. So you've got to know that the summertime doesn't last the entire year, and wintertime must come. And you've got to know that the flowers that bloom in the springtime must wilt in the fall. And you've got to know that the grass that is green in summer becomes brown in the fall. You've got to know that the life of the springtime becomes deadness in the fall. And you've got to learn to enjoy the springtime and know that the fall must come. You've also got to learn that the winter does come. Spring is going to come back again. So, Job, take it now, whether it's the chill of winter or the warmth of summer. You learn to take it, and that is what God is teaching to Job. Now, let me give you 4 lessons very quickly this morning, okay? Number 1, you will face all seasons, people of God. That's just life. You, like Job, will face all seasons. Young people, you're still in the springtime of life. this morning, but the autumn is going to come. Nothing is wrong now, and you have no problems. You have not spent much time beside the casket in a funeral home, and you know not the name of an undertaker. You know nothing about the chill of winter yet, but winter will come. Autumn will come. It won't always be springtime. So I say to those of you who are in the wintertime, if the chill of winter is causing you to pull your wraps around your chest this morning, or if you are lonesome, if wintertime is here, blessed be God, winter always precedes the spring. It won't be long till warmth will come, and it won't be long till life will come again. It won't be long till spring and the warmth of summer shall come. So if you're in the summer, fall is coming. And if you're in the winter, spring is coming. That's what God is saying to Job. You will face all the seasons. You know, so you know winter's coming. Right now, get some snowshoes, get an overcoat, and get prepared. You know, the springtime's wonderful and everybody loves it. And I've been here, for a few years now, speaking the gospel. And I'd hate to live where there's no snow. I'd hate to say it, but I love the snow, and you've got to prepare for wintertime. I learned something. I learned that in the summertime, you have to prepare for winter. And I learned that when the warmth of the Pleiades is shining upon you and the joy of warmth of the summer is yours, you must realize that Orion is on his way. And that there will be days of loneliness and days of heartache and days of sorrow and days of travail and days of suffering, okay? But when the chill and the cold snow and the ice of winter make you wonder if Pleiades will ever return, and if you check the skies, you'll find that Orion is still chasing those daughters. And you'll find that Orion is there and Orion will come. But you will also find the Pleiades will return again and springtime will come again. So I say prepare yourself. That's the reason why many parents come to the place in life where all is gone. They place all their eggs in one basket. And before you know it, everything's gone. So may I say to you, prepare yourself for the coming of winter. I mean, you have to learn to take it. Of course, you could prepare yourself. And you could prepare and try to take it back yonder when everything was well. Your health was good, you were rich, or your children were there at home, or your wife was faithful. Job, he could take he could take it then. Job, you have to learn to take Orion as well as Pleiades. I mean, do you howl or take these winters here? I mean, I look at the spring and I look at the summertime when you're snowed in or you're about to freeze to death and your ears have frostbite and you wonder if you'll ever, live through it. And you need to realize that spring and summer are coming.
I mean, yes, there, that sure. As sure as there's a God, the warm, sunny days of summer are going to come. I mean, God said to Job, Job, I know you don't have much now, and I know your health is gone, and I see you there, in the ash heap, in the ashes of the city dump, and I see you, postured, which, you're using to scrape your body, and I see that, but Job, summer will be coming again. And one day summer did come. Job was restored to his health, and he had 10 children again. And I've always laughed about that. I think that that's one of the funniest things. I think that justice was basically, it was meted out there. Job's wife got mad at him and said, "Curse God and die." So when Job got rich again, she had to have 10 kids. And to me, that's funny. I mean, that's good enough for her. You know, that's 90 months of eating watermelon for breakfast and cucumbers for lunch. I mean, summer came again. Job got twice as many camels, twice as many sheep, twice as many donkeys, twice as many oxen as he's had before, and as many children. And it used to worry me. I mean, why didn't Job have twice as many kids? I mean, he had twice as many asses, oxen, sheep, and camels, so why didn't he get twice as many children? Then one day it dawned on me that when camels die, they're dead. And when sheep die, they're dead. And when oxen die, they're dead. When asses die, they're dead. But when children die, they yet live. So Job did have 20 children. He had 10 on earth and 10 in heaven. So once again, the Pleiades were back. Spring and summer were back. God said, Job, while you are in Orion, don't forget the Pleiades will come again. You know? So there's the comfort, of a cup of hot chocolate beside the hearth in the wintertime. And there's the popping of the corn, the games on the floor, the warmth of the home in the wilderness, or even the wintertime. And I don't know so much about winter that's so bad. I mean, I've lived a long time and I professed the gospel of Jesus Christ for a long time, for a female who's 51 years old, you know. So I just believe that I look back over my life and I can recall the sunshine and I can recall the Pleiades, the warmth of summertime and springtime, the flowers, the gaiety, the laughter, the fun, the joy, the victories of his success. I mean, however I look back over my life, I can also see Orion. I can recall the chill of the wintry blast, and I can recall the discomfort of the ice and snow, and I can recall lonely hours and the times, excuse me, when it seemed like the Pleiades, would never return. Yet I'm not sure as I look back, but that the hot chocolate of Orion was better for me than the sunshine of the Pleiades. So wherever you are this morning, if you're in the Pleiades springtime and laughter and success and victory, mountain peak sunshine, and cloudless days, start gathering for the Orion winter because it's coming. So get your spiritual coat and prepare yourself and don't be knocked off by the coming of the chill and the blast of Orion. I mean, maybe this morning you're in Orion, or maybe there's no victory for you but defeat, no warmth for you but cold, no joy for you but sadness, no laughter for you but tears. And that is your lot in life this morning. May I encourage your heart. Orion has never come without the Pleiades being around the corner. So there's coming a place where there'll be no Orions, only Pleiades. Oh, they tell me of a land far beyond the sky. Oh, they tell me of a land far away. Oh, they tell me of a land where no storm clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of an unclouded day. Oh, the land of the cloudless day. Oh, the land of the unclouded day. Oh, they tell me of a home far beyond the sky. Oh, they tell me of the unclouded day. Now, there's a place where we who are saved are going. There we will have no clouds, only sunshine. No chilly blast, only spring, warmth. No dying flowers, only blossoming blooms. There's coming a place where we will never grow old and will never say goodbye to Mother and never feel the pain of a heart attack, never feel the eating away of the cancer, never feel the fear in our hearts or the tears on our cheeks of a sad goodbye. There the shoulders shall never stoop, brows shall never furrow, and the skin shall never wrinkle. Oh, they tell me of a land far away. Now I hope this morning that you're prepared for death. And I hope that heaven is yours because you have put your faith in the Lord Jesus Christ. Because we've got some pretty grim times upon us. I just want y'all to know, be prepared for impact because we've got an asteroid coming in. I've been telling people about this for a whole year. Now it's upon us. So anyway, I've been carrying on for about 30 minutes now, and it wasn't a usual broadcast like I normally do, but I just thought I'd speak on those issues. And I hope everybody has a very blessed day. I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. So for now, I'm just going to say goodbye.